What's going on, guys? Coming back at you with a brand new video, and there have been some new developments in the Vehicle Virgins breakup situation. Some conversations were had last night, and yeah, that's pretty much what this video is going to go over, and let's get into it. Let's just give an overview of the whole situation that has basically transpired over the past 2 months, it seems like. So first off, Parker graduates from college. He feels that he can take it solo on the Vehicle Virgins channel. He wants to just make it his project. Well, it has been his project, he claims, from the very beginning. That was his baby, and now he just wants to take it solo now that he has all this free time from, you know, classes and just college life in general. So he's like, hey, Eddie, I want to take this solo. We can, this is Parker's side of the story, we can, you know, do videos on the side every once in a while since you have your job at Ford and everything and all of that. And, you know, he says that Eddie's like, oh, my job at Ford, why can't I be fully in on Vehicle Virgins? I mean, that's basically the whole thing. Like, either Eddie's full in also, or there's some sort of buyout that wants to be had. And, you know, it's all calm and cheery from Parker's side of the story. And then we flip over to Eddie's side of the story, where it gets a little nasty, gets a little hateful, from Parker's end, not Eddie. Eddie seems like he's a very chill party in this situation. I mean, Parker puts himself as that type of view from here also, but he never says Eddie said anything nasty towards him. But you've all seen the video where Eddie goes over the whole situation from his point of view, from, you know, everything from the beginning and stuff like that. And he basically says that Parker says that there's really no gain in him having a part in the channel. Like, what Parker was paying Eddie wasn't worth the work Eddie was doing. That's basically the whole punchline right there, that Parker wants money over friendship, basically. You know, I have a lot to say on that subject, and we will get into that later in the video, but basically that's about it. Parker, from Eddie's side of the situation, Parker said that Eddie wasn't worth what he was paying him, and when they tried to suggest a buyout or anything like that, Eddie said that Parker extremely lowballed him on that aspect, that he only offered him like really less than half of a month's income that he would get from working with Parker at Vehicle Virgins. Yeah, so that's basically a little summary of the situation as a whole. There will probably be links to the videos that I have done in the past and live stream and all of that on Eddie's end. But yeah, let's get into what transpired last night. Little thing before this. So there have been 3 videos of the live stream. My video, where I put my little stuff at the beginning and the end and had Eddie's cut up live stream in the middle of that situation. That's my video. It's still up. There's the other video that I downloaded to put in my video. That's still up. And there was another video that gained so much more traction than my video, and that other video combined, it had around 30,000 views, and it was basically a whole live stream. The quality was not that great, but it had 30,000 views. Everybody was watching it. I was going through the comments. There were a lot of big names in there, and, you know, that got taken down. Parker, I think, took it down. It gained the most traction, and then this led up to him messaging me last night. If you follow me on Instagram, I went through the whole situation live on the stories, so the link to my Instagram will be in the description below as always. If you want to follow me there and always get the scoop right on when stuff is going down, because I always hop on the Instagram live and really give my opinion about the current situation, whatever the situation may be. Alright, so Parker messaged me last night. He's like, oh, hey, I'm here to respectfully ask you to take down your video. Respectfully. And he just goes over like, oh, the past 2 weeks I haven't been growing as much, and today I've actually lost a few hundred subscribers. If you look on Social Blade, that is true. He did lose a couple hundred subscribers yesterday. I haven't looked to see how he's doing right now, but you know, that's basically the situation. That's what happens when you hide stuff from the public, and one-sided versions of the story come out and it doesn't shine a good light on your end. Just my opinion. And he basically goes on to say, like, you know, I've lost subscribers, and he goes on to say that my video is a form of slander, which doesn't make any sense, because it's just me expressing my point of view. I mean, he didn't say my part of the video was slander. He actually did say my part of the video was unbiased and everything, but he was just going on and saying what Eddie was saying was slander, which doesn't make any sense. So I waited to respond to that for a few minutes. I contacted Eddie. I was like, hey, do you have any problem with the video being up? And he had no problem with the video being up, because, you know, he basically said what he said. He's not going to go back on his word. So I had 2 conversations started right there. So I messaged Parker, and these are my words. I said, basically, if you have me take that video down, if you try to silence an opinion and a point of view on a situation that you're a part of, if you try to silence that, and if you take it down without, you know, me knowing, like going through like reporting and stuff like that, that will only look bad on your part. That will only dig you a deeper hole, since you're trying to silence the little guy just trying to put out a point of view of the situation. And I don't think that really came across to him that well. He basically just responded. I mean, we had a short conversation. It didn't seem like he wanted to really talk to me or reason with me or really mediate the situation with me in the middle between him and Eddie. And he basically just said, if you want to base your channel off of ruining people's reputations, go ahead, best of luck. Those are his words. And then, like, that was end. I didn't say anything after that. And then, like, 10 minutes later, he comes back and said, I do not give you permission to use the contents of this chat and if you choose to make another video. So that's why there are no screenshots so far, because, you know, I'm not trying to have any legal action against me, because I really don't know the context of the legalities with him saying he doesn't give me permission to use the contents of the chat in a video. So I'm just gonna give a summary of the conversation I had, because it was my conversation. The conversation existed. So yeah, that was pretty much me and his conversation. Very short, few text exchanged, and you know, me and Eddie continued to talk from there. I just was showing him some of the conversation that me and Parker were having, because I'm not trying to blindside anyone in this situation. I was showing him all the chats, and he was just like, I don't know what to tell you. That was just the truth from the heart. And Parker did send me a little screenshot of just him saying like, hey, I want to be friends still and whatever. It was a bullshit screenshot. And he was like, oh, the story has been twisted. And I'm like, to what extent is the story being twisted? Who is twisting the story? Like, okay, I get that someone's twisting the story. Is it you or Eddie? I mean, he didn't say like Eddie's twisting the story. He just said the story has been twisted. So me and Eddie just had a neutral conversation basically from there. Nothing really to that point. And if you watch my live streams on Instagram, you really get my point of view straight from the situation. And this is where I'm going to get at. If you try to burn bridges and, you know, go for the short up, the short game, the short monetary gain, that's not going to work for you out work out for you in the long run, because it's all about the long game. It's all about having leverage. It's all about keeping relationships as long as you can, without you rising up high enough and just basically blocking someone out. But rising up high enough on good terms, you know, creating your own competition, not going after people directly. You know, it's all about, you know, being cohesive with people, having leverage, because leverage is power. If you get what I'm saying, like, why try to block someone out? Why try to not have a conversation? Because it's clearly hurting you. And, you know, if you're not going to be 100 with everybody, and you try to silence other people by taking videos down and all kinds of other stuff like that, your business is social media. Your business is public relations. The best thing that you can do now, I'm talking to you, Parker, is have a conversation with Eddie on video, just squashing this theoretical beef that we've all been seeing. I mean, that's the best thing you can do. It's all about the long run. It's all about having good relationships. It's all about having leverage in the end to use people, not to use people, but to have people at your side, at your disposal, so that, you know, you can grow together as a business as a whole. Really, that's basically it. I mean, this even goes back to when I was having conversations with David Lee with the whole him versus Alejandro Cupgang situation, and on our conversations we had on the phone, I mean, the main thing was, like, there was no communication on the situation. Like, David said that he tried to call Alejandro many times and stuff like that, but there was no answering of the phone. Text messages were just being left on read to say that. That's the main thing. Just pick up the phone, have a conversation, put something out there, have a video out, just you shaking hands and stuff like that. If that video is released anytime soon, that will really jumpstart your growth again on Vehicle Virgins. I mean, that's basically end of story. Have a conversation on camera, and so be it. I mean, that's what's out there right now. If you want to put more out there on your end, include Eddie in it, because that will help you. That will help you. And the least thing you could have done is at least give Eddie's channel a shout out. Like, hey, if Eddie decides to continue his YouTube career and create a new channel, here it is. I will put his channel in the link in this description because I want to promote it. He already has several videos out, and they're pretty good. They're not too bad. His channel is called Eddie X, just his name with an X on the end, and I will put that in the link in the description. You all know Vehicle Virgins channel. You know, that's basically what happened last night. And, you know, comment below what your thoughts are on the situation. It seems like we're swinging more towards Eddie's way, because Parker has chosen not to put too much out on the situation. And that's the other thing. Like, why don't you want to address a public situation that everybody knows what's happening? You have a 500,000 subscriber channel. You have a ton of people looking into what's going on. Like, you can't just not address a situation. And that's another thing. Like, your personal life isn't so personal when you're at that stage. You know what I'm saying? I mean, that's basically it right there. Be as transparent as possible. Sit down, have a conversation with Eddie, end of story. Alright, comment below, like this video if you found it informative, or helped you make a decision on what you feel about the situation. And yeah, that's pretty much gonna be it. So comment, like, share, subscribe, and I will catch you in the next video. I will see you guys later.